Hello, everyone. My name is Alexey Khaiminov. I work for various big tech companies like VK, Yula, Одноклассники, and now I work at PlataCard and do Jira automations and GitLab CI day to day. So today we're going to talk about Kotlin scripts, and obviously we should discuss where and how and why we should run it. We will see real-life automation scenario which we use every day, and solution for this in Kotlin. So we should write some scripts and talk about common pitfalls. Our goal was actually to make Android and iOS developers write CI/CD pipelines by themselves, and of course we wanted to reuse code between them. So what does typical GitLab CI pipeline looks like? It obviously has some stage. It can extend template. It uses some secret. It defines some rules, which in which moment in time it will run. And the main part is shell script. Typically, a shell script is bash script, but bash is hard. You know, bash obviously doesn't require any additional rips or installation, but it has awful exception handling. Not our team members were ready to incorporate it, and complex logic writing in bash is pain. Some guys use Python. It's very common for scripts, but we didn't know Python, and we were not ready to incorporate it. So, and it's yet another language to learn. Why we would do that if we write Kotlin? So, how my colleagues manage Bash? Obviously, with ChatGPT. And I'm going to prove my point in practice, and we now write a couple of scripts. No, I wanted to greet you properly. And let's say I hardcore in Vim want to write a Kotlin script for that. So we define a special comment to begin. Now we need some array and some strings. Hello, our dear Kotlin users. So Kotlin script, okay. A very simple cycle. And some print. That looks fine. Okay, now we should change mode to executed, and let's run it. Hey, let's do such thing in bash script. Another template looks very similar. Maybe someone know how to define array in bash. It's actually similar, but not quite. Now Kotlin users. Okay, and now what's the main part? It looks trickier, if I'm not mistaken. It's something like this. Oh. Do echo a and done. So there are a couple of mistakes in the script. Anybody want to spot them? Okay, let's run it, and then we will fix it. So obviously we should change mode as well, and run it. Okay. The first common mistake is spaces. And the second one, let's redo it. Unexpected tokens. Okay. And another try. And now, to fix it properly, we should write something like this. And hopefully, oh, hello again. So I think I made my point. And obviously, Kotlin script is a lot easier and a lot simpler. So KTS scripts requires just Kotlin. Kotlin syntax is very similar to Swift. We could write a complex logic and test it. And obviously, such scripts are reusable for our pipelines. Now, our real-life scenario. We have several apps in PlataCard. We are banking app, so we obviously have banking client. Now we have ambassadors app as well. It's our delivery guys who delivers cards to clients. And also we have some design system, UI kit. And for every application, we have several build types as well. You know, QA builds, store builds, which actually go to the Google Play and Huawei App Gallery, and some test builds for automation test. And for every build, we should do various automation as well. For example, we should make a change log or notify someone about builds, and some parts are reusable between builds, but not all of them. There are quite a lot of unique steps. What we actually do, we transition tasks in Jira. We publish change log for QA build, it's build to build, and for our production application, obviously it's version to version. We assemble applications, we send messages to Slack, and we notify in our release panel. So how we would write it in Kotlin? Just like that, in the slide, we have a number of steps, and we just fold them. So what is the step? The step is actually Kotlin Lambda, which takes build object and returns the build object, running some action along the way. So build object also is very simple. It's just application information, some version codes, version names, and meta for the current pipeline. And fold is just like Kotlin operator fold, build operation, and the result. So how would you write a Kotlin script? First of all, you should really install Kotlin. It's just that easy. And we already saw it, but I'll tell you once again. We insert special comment, which points out to our Kotlin environment. And we just run and write Kotlin code. We don't need to define main function, but we could use arguments. And when we run scripts, we can pass arguments. Also, if you use an IntelliJ IDE, you just enable syntax highlighting. Very easy, very simple. You just name your Kotlin script .main.kts. So I was talking about passing arguments. The examples on the slide, very easy. The status part. We could use external libraries as well. For example, if you need to call a network, you just import awk HTTP client, a couple of comments with repository and dependency, also some imports, because it's not standard Kotlin library, and you just create your Kotlin OK HTTP client, and you can use network requests. In bash script, you may import some scripts into your script as well. In Kotlin scripts, there is such an option. For example, you can define common.main.kts file, define some variable here, and define another script, and use the script previously defined, common.main.kts. But I wouldn't recommend you to do that, because you lose all your syntax highlighting. That's the first problem. And the second problem is caching. Imagine when you run your Kotlin script, it actually compiles into the jar and stored in the directory pointed on the slide. So if you go to the directory, you will see a lot of jars with some kind of content. And what if common.main.kts is changed and script.main.kts hasn't been changed? So we would get results from the cache, and we won't see the difference. So be careful, and at least don't forget to clean the cache directory. But we have a solution for that. In PlataCard, we use our own libraries. We just develop a Kotlin library, and we use it in our script. So just as in previous example, we define a repository, we define dependency, and we don't have problems with caching. How would we develop library and debug our scripts? We just use publish to maven local Gradle task, and after the publish, we run our script locally and fix some mistakes, run again. And we fine. But it's our final result. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and just to point you some of our failed attempts. So previously we used KScript utility, and basically it has the same problems. It lacks syntax highlighting, and also it has problems with caching, but in some other sort. The second attempt were connected with our sharing with iOS team of our scripts, and we just put them inside a Docker image and shared the Docker image with iOS team. But it got our development slower. So if we put a script inside the Docker image after the new version of some script has came out, you should recompile your Docker image and install it once again. So don't do that. Keep as close as possible to your code, your cicd scripts, and you will be fine. So what we've got today? We got Kotlin at its best. We got syntax highlighting for your scripts. We keep scripts near the code. Mobile engineers from our Android and iOS team can fix our CI/CD pipelines, especially the main part, script part. And the only con of that, we have to support our own library, but we can test it. We can write a very complex logic in it. Maybe you won't need it. So, thank you for listening, and now for the questions. Okay, a lot of questions, I'm glad. The guy in the background was the first. push the button.
Okay. I pick one.
Yay! Great.
For questions, first of all, I want to say thank you for this beautiful presentation. And my first question is about imports. You already mentioned what you can import some libraries from Maven storage, but it's Java library. Yeah, you can just install.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. You can totally use Java and Kotlin libraries in the scripts as well.
okay. Where is restriction? I mean, I saw what we have for big world with file.
Mhm.
Sounds like something alien. Yeah, in the Kotlin fish. Maybe Kotlin team have as different way to invert it fundamentals, or just from this file tree.
No. It was a separate example, separate way. I wouldn't recommend to do that. You can import one script to another script. There is a possibility, but my recommendation, don't use that.
Oh, okay. Second one, you said what Kotlin script has a couple of restrictions, personal location, so on. And this is my question because um, how as well as this for sorry.
Okay, it's about caching. So if it's a problem if you use one script, import one script to another script. But if you use your library, for example, like HTTP library, and you push a new version, obviously you change the content of the file, and it's been recompiled, and cache has a new version of it, so you'll be fine.
Okay, and last question. I want to ask you how many times you've changed your cicd strings? I mean, maybe one from once, maybe two times per half of year.
It's a tricky question because if you saw the slide earlier, we have a lot of automation. So we usually don't change our pipelines in a way that we modified it, but we add new functionality. For example, another notifications, or not long ago we just developed a new localized pipeline. You can download your localizations into your Android builds, and we have a couple of custom checks upon the process, so we solved it through Kotlin scripts as well. So we have new Kotlin scripts every month, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. So I understand how this couple developed with the Kotlin scripts for export is completely. How do they work together in your system?
The Kotlin script doesn't need Gradle at all. It's a separate thing. You just need Kotlin. And if you install Kotlin onto your iOS build machines, usually it's Mac Minis, so it will work just fine. Application. You just run process, Java process class, and you just write a command like gradle_u .assemble.something. And you just exec them, and your application's been assembled. Hey.
For dependencies, it uses Gradle or figures something else?
No, you just use Maven.
Okay.
Yeah, Maven repositories.
And another question, if you are installing Java JDK, Kotlin, okay, what are the benefits with Gradle scripts? For example, Gradle convention plugins integrating these KTS files. So do you have the only benefit is that it distracted from them, or why not just use Gradle for that?
Why, let me rephrase that. Why not use Gradle KTS files for the... Okay, the obvious answer, when you define your Gradle KTS file, you define some tasks. in your Gradle system, and tasks should be configured, and after they should be run. So it's separate time on your build actually. And with Kotlin scripts, we can do things that not connected with build. We just, for example, run. We could run a separate pipeline and run some scripts in it, and don't assemble our application.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you for Kotlin in script versus web bash and Farina. But I noticed that at that time, if Kotlin script running is much worse than bash script, is that a problem for you in your environment?
No, and because as I've told you in the slides, the scripts are being cached. So the first startup time, yes, it's bad, but not so bad as you might think. And the repeats are great. They not have so much difference comparing to bash scripts. Please.
My question is a little bit linked with the previous question about Gradle.
Okay.
Because previously I did the same approach
Okay.
with KTS scripts, and then we migrated to Gradle plugins. If it will be interested for you, we can discuss after. So, first question: is it convenient for another developers from, for example, Android team or iOS team to contribute in this infrastructure? And second question: do you write some unit tests on your infrastructure scripts? Why I ask these things? Because scripts may be really complicated. This logic is need to be tested. So I don't know approach with Kotlin scripts and unit tests because if we talk about Kotlin script and compiled Kotlin, we have a huge difference. Kotlin scripts complete line by line, and we don't have many checks that we have in compiled Kotlin.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So okay, as I already told you, we develop, as well as scripts, we develop our own Kotlin application, and it's been stored in separate repository. So when we write our Kotlin script, we use some imports, repository, our dependency, and all common things. Let me... Oh, perfect. And all common things like build steps, build steps like fetch repo, tag, Slack message even, are reusable, and they're being stored in that repository. And all the code in that repository is unit tested. And when we push some new common code for Android and iOS pipelines, it has unit tests, it has complex logic, and our scripts, which uses the library and uses the steps, are very simple and very short, and there isn't much to test in them. Please.
Thank you for the presentation. What did triggers run all these things? As I understand, you have like GitLab actions or GitLab actions doesn't matter. It runs get the test and stages in parallel or in different ways. What the triggers which run all these things?
Okay, we have a GitLab runner which executes the script, and when we run Gradle task inside the script, it runs usually. So
GitLab actually some states, and at the late stage can call the get of us.
Yeah. Inside of them, you know what assemble step. After update version code, there is a assemble step. Assemble step, it's actually a Gradle task which assembles application.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the speech. Just first of all, share some context. I solved a similar problem.
Okay.
Welcome the job, and the question is mainly about the stack.
Okay.
Again, you mentioned that on the GitLab.
GitLab, yes.
Kotlin scripts, yes. Generic use cases like share Slack messages, Jira tasks, build, publish, and so on and so on. I find it just rather generic tasks, and some stack they are already implemented, like GitHub Actions, marketplaces, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, would you recommend or use the Kotlin scripts with other stacks like Azure, Microsoft, or GitHub Actions, or others? Maybe you explain why you choose it, not only in the perspective of languages, Bash and Kotlin. Yes, because there is a Fastlane and Ruby, which already implement all these use cases.
Not so fine use cases, but okay, I get your question. First of all, we decided to use Kotlin scripts instead of Bash scripts. So if you already have another stack and you just write your YAML file, for example, and you're happy with it, okay, go with it. But we didn't happy with Fastlane or some poorly customizable YAML. We actually wrote our Bash scripts, and with Bash we were unhappy. So we switched to Kotlin. It's just that simple. The Kotlin scripts do the same thing as Bash scripts, but they do better. Why don't use them? So, please.
Thank you for your interesting presentation. May I ask you again about building for iOS? Because in iOS world, the de facto standard of Play.
Yeah.
Do you use it? And if yes, what part of the law does it do?
Okay. Our iOS team has another vision, and they developed their own utility called PlataCard, and from that utility they call our common script. So maybe it wasn't much help, but it is as it is. So from Fastlane, as far as I know, you can call a Bash script, and obviously you can call a Kotlin script as well.
Maybe more questions? Maybe we together say stop writing one.
Yeah, right, Kotlin script.
Yeah, one more time, thanks for Alexey for speech. And Alexey, what's the good questions? What are your favorite question?
What was my favorite question? Okay. About I think it's about whether we should use import of scripts. The guy in the back.
Yeah, guy in the back. Yeah, guy in the back.
I don't know his name. Sorry.
See, yeah, manager idea. Okay. Yeah, congratulations. And also, we have a little present for Alexey.
Yes.
One more time.
Not all for me.
Yeah, it's not for all for you. It's for you. It's T-shirt. It's little present for our speaker. If you want to also make some stuff, make a speech, and you take a stuff. Yeah. One more time.
Thank you.
Questions. Yeah.
Thank you all. You're amazing.
Yeah. 20 minutes coffee break. pitch together and the next 3 months starting. Yeah.
Great.